I'm Chef Eric Crowley and I own the Culinary Classroom. A lot of my students are guys, and ladies, you know a way to a man's heart is through a great steak. Sometimes the best dishes come from the simplest seasonings and preparations. Soon you'll be going right past that steakhouse and making the perfect steak in your own kitchen. Enjoy the video and I'll see you in the kitchen to make the perfect steak. Several components that you're going to need. A steak, of course, is going to be needed. A New York strip is one of my personal favorites. A really nice hot pan is what we're going to need too. I prefer cast iron, and you'll see that I actually have this heating up on a medium-high heat, and I've been heating it for probably about 3 to 4 minutes. There is going to be some smoke coming up when you're cooking it, so make sure you turn on your ventilator inside the kitchen. Really nice, good pinch of salt. A lot of chefs will tell you that you really can't over salt your steak, so don't be afraid. A little bit of pepper is going to go on here too. And then I'll take it and I'll press it on in there a little bit. You don't want to do this until you're just ready to cook. If you do this and you let it sit for about 20 minutes, the salt's going to pull moisture out of the steak and you're going to run the risk of it becoming dry too quickly. I'm also going to get some really nice high temperature oil like a canola oil or a soybean oil or a vegetable oil. Grapeseed oil works really well too. Really nice, good amount on the bottom of the pan. A little bit of smoke is going to come up when you do this. We're going to take our steak, get it salt and peppered side down into the pan, and I'm going to lay the steak away from me. That way, if it slips out of my hand, the oil will splash away instead of splashing on me. Now, while it's in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more salt on the other side and some pepper as well. It is going to sit here for about 3, maybe even 4 minutes. You want to leave it alone. Resist the temptation to move it around or check it. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick up a pair of tongs. Never use a fork to pierce the steak. Every time you pierce it and you pull the fork out, you're going to create a hole where juices are going to flow out of it. We're going to lift up the steak and we want to really get a nice golden brown crust. The salt's going to help out with that, and so is the high temperature on the pan. Once you flip the steak over, you're going to be looking for some pools of juice to float up on top of the steak. Once you have that, you're going to take the steak off of the heat. Don't slice it right away. You want to let it rest for at least 30 seconds. For a steak that's this thick, you can clearly see some juices flowing up on top of the steak. I'm going to take the whole length of my knife and give it a nice saw. And there we have our perfect steak. For more tips and videos, visit culinaryclassroom.com.